Welcome to the tutorial on how to subscribe to a podcast. Before you can subscribe to a podcast, you must first have an RSS reader. For more information on how to select an RSS reader, please watch the tutorial for selecting an RSS reader on our website, www.feedforall.com. After you have an RSS reader, you can then begin to subscribe to podcasts. In this tutorial, I'm going to be using the Firefox RSS Reader and my personal favorite, Snarfer. Before we begin, there are many different ways to subscribe to a podcast. I'm going to be showing you two of them. To subscribe to a podcast in a browser-based RSS reader, you first have to find a podcast. For example, I'm going to browse to NPR's Science Friday website. Most websites that have an available podcast will have a link to the podcast. When you click on the link, it should take you to the section of the website where you can subscribe to it. Once you find the link to subscribe to the podcast, left-click on it. Usually, it will take you to the podcast directory and provide links to all of the website's available podcasts. Also, be sure to look for the RSS icon in the address bar of your browser. When you left-click on that icon, you'll see all of the feeds that the website has available. In this case, the site only has one feed available, so it immediately displays the feed and gives us the option to subscribe to the podcast or to listen to any previously published content. If you click on the drop-down list, you can select Live Bookmarks to have Firefox's feed reader subscribe to the feed, or you can select an application of your choosing. For this part of the tutorial, select Live Bookmarks. Left-click on the Subscribe Now button. Firefox will then ask what you want to name the bookmark, and it will ask where you want to save the bookmark. Select your preferences, then left-click on the Subscribe button. When you do, you can now go to your bookmark toolbar, or go to Bookmarks, Bookmark Toolbar, and you'll see the feed and podcast you've just subscribed to. Anytime new content is posted for this podcast, you can find it here. The other option is to subscribe to a feed using an installed application. Like I mentioned earlier, I'll be using Snarfer as my installed application for the purposes of this tutorial. So, go back to your web browser and go to a site that has podcasts. Again, left-click on the RSS icon in your toolbar, then select one of the available feeds. This time, click on the drop-down list and select your installed RSS reader. In my case, I'm going to select Snarfer. Then, left-click on the Subscribe Now button. When you do, it should take you into your RSS reading program and autofill the feed address for you. Your feed reader should also give you the option to select your preference on how you would like to view this podcast's items. After subscribing to the podcast, it should then appear in your available feeds list and show you a list of items available for review. Each time you open your feed reader, it will pull in all new items for the podcast. This concludes the tutorial on how to subscribe to a podcast. For more tutorials, including how to subscribe to an RSS feed, please visit our website, www.feedforall.com.